All right, like I said, I'm going back to April 30th. Let's do this stuff busy. All right. So what's funny is this was actually perfect for what aspired yesterday. This right here, amazing. Sulking is immature, ungodly, extremely selfish. Tucking your tail between your legs and running, never the proper way to handle a situation. Although sometimes a quiet time can bring productive thoughts and a calming down period, the quiet time should not be spent rationalizing why you were right and why the other person was wrong. A fair analysis is to admit your part in the problem and make the needed correction from your end. It always takes two to tango at all points in time. We are called to a life of peace, so do your part to maintain that peace. Sulking is immature, ungodly, and extremely selfish. Extremely. All of them. Do not be one to go through some sort of adversity, tuck your tail between your legs, and bounce. Be the one who looks adversity dead in the face and says, you know what? I'm here too. I'm strong too. I have value too. It's hard to do that. People have such a difficult time. I have such a difficult time. And it seems most difficult when you're actually doing it. That's when it really gets difficult. That's when the real magic happens. That's when you really see your strength. You're going to make mistakes in standing up for yourself and keeping a solitary brain and mindset. It is okay to allow things to play out. It's okay to allow your emotions to play out. And I want to be very clear about this. A lot of people, a lot of us, try to stop our emotions in their tracks, when in reality, if you let the emotion play itself out and you don't sulk in it and dwell upon the emotion, whether it be a good one or a bad one, especially the bad ones, you will come out to be much more effective in the way that you conduct yourself. A fair analysis is to admit your part in the problem and make the needed correction from your end. Without going into detail about this, making making the needed correction from your end of a situation is always necessary. Whether it happens in the situation itself or once the situation has let go and flowed out, you have a choice, right, to stand up for yourself. Let's say something bad happens to you, something you weren't expecting. At the time, you weren't thinking the way that you're thinking now. You were thinking immediate reaction time. This is what's happening now. This is my reaction. But in hindsight, of course, now today, there are other things on your mind that, one, maybe sometimes you wish you would have said, or things that you wish you wouldn't have said. And there comes those times where you have to piece those things together and be ready for either the next situation or revisit the situation in which happened. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with revisiting what's happened, especially if it happened with another person, someone that you feel is close to you. Someone you feel a connection for. It always takes two to tango. Take your part in accepting that you had something to do with what happened. Whether it had been physically, mentally, subconsciously, something you said 5 minutes ago, something you said 5 weeks ago. You played a part. Take heed to it. I played a part, and I'm taking heed to it. All right? Part 2. The word says, I lay before you death and life. Choose life. Choices are our God-given right, and we will always be allowed to make choices, even when they harm us. Have we not seen this happen every day, people? You make a choice, you know you made the choice, it hurts you in the end, you knew it was going to hurt you in the end. The laws are given for our own good, and if they're disobeyed, we will always have consequences to pay. There are laws of the universe, which you put out comes back to you, and what's in here gets reflected out. Two simple laws of the universe, backed by scientific facts. The mind controls the reality, not the opposite direction. I know I sound like I understand just about all of it, but I don't. There's so much, and I'm never going to understand it all. That's the beauty of it, is being able to understand what you can understand and caring about just the pieces that you want to care about, that truly matter to you. Love others even as you see them making bad choices. Set a good example yourself and choose life. Damn, have I done this in my life. I have put out nothing but love to everyone and anyone around me. That's a constant thing that I do. Love, though, a lot of people see love as a beautiful fairyland, a beautiful little heart, with no factions of negativity, being upset, any of that, right? People think love is supposed to be just nothing but happiness. Love is freaking reckless, yo. Love will do anything to keep its stance in your heart. It will do anything. It will make you hurt people. It will make people hurt you. It'll show you the deepest parts of yourself that you never wanted to see. But love resides there, so you must see it. The deepest parts of us is where love resides. Peace is wonderful, right? Peace is excellent. Love is within peace, though. To be able to take love and peace, understand their dynamics, and put them together is an art form. I show love by being strict, abrupt, and sometimes even aggressive. That's me showing love. That's me showing care. But a lot of people take it as being a bitch, or being mean, or not having empathy, or not caring. Hi, baby. You want to come live with me? I'm actually talking about love right now, and how we talk about this all the time, that love is fucking crazy. Give me one sec. Go speak to any, especially like comedians. They always are talking about, man, people, we be growing up thinking like, yeah, we gonna get a girl, we gonna get a man, we gonna be good, we gonna have love, we're gonna be happy. But then you hear these same comedians in the same sentence saying, fuck that shit, man. He said marriage, love, and responsibility is work. Marriage and love are responsibilities and their work. And I'm using this as an example because we can love many different people, many different things in many different ways. It doesn't have to be a relationship, a romantic relationship. But my point is, if there is a faction of love that you don't like, well, then you're negating love. You're negating the fact that out of this effed up situation that you can still gain love from it. You're already beating yourself down to the ground. I'm already beating myself down to the ground. I don't want to be putting all this on you. Don't think I'm lecturing to you. I'm just expressing this because it's one of the first times I've ever come out and said something like this. It sounds unorthodox. I get it. But to love others, even as you see them making bad choices, that's like a parent loving their kid. They see their kid going out and doing meth. They love their kid so much, they're going to ground the fuck out the kid. The kid doesn't see that as love. The kid sees that as a punishment for a choice that they've made. But the parents say, I love you so much and I don't want anything to happen to you that I'm going to keep you in this house. So love shows itself in many different ways. And once you open your eye to that, you will actually be not happier. This isn't the point here. The point is not to be happier. You will just be more clear-minded in what to care about and what type of love it is that you want to portray and that you would like to be portrayed onto you, because it works both ways. So I'm going to end this one here. I appreciate you watching. Those of you who need help with anything, hit me up. I'm always here to help people who are going through addiction, people who feel as though they don't, they aren't worth enough. that they can't do enough. I'm not a freaking doctor. I'm not a coach, nothing like that. But I do care and I do love you all. And everyone here knows that I'm there for them no matter what we've been through. Funny thing about me is I don't hold grudges against people. If people, if I don't like somebody, I just don't talk to them for the most part. And if I do like somebody and they piss me off, I'll probably still talk to them. That's partly my fault. That's because no matter what, I'm always trying to help. So I don't know how you are, but if you're anything like me, you know how I feel. My baby's like me, that's for sure. Hopefully they don't turn off my Instagram because I'm playing this song. Love you, baby. Alright, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all tomorrow.